you seek to not be understood, but to seek to understand first, could really positively alter the way you communicate with your family. You're watching Unfiltered Discussions. I'm your host, Frendel Feheran. Today, we get to meet with a wife who is a registered nurse, who is a mother of 3 young children, an educator, a dance teacher, a community leader, and a husband who is, because of COVID-19, now a full-time student and a full-time dad. How are they managing to juggle life, raising 3 young children during these times? Let's welcome the A-Team. What's today's TikTok video?
You know what?
I know, you
It's
tell them.
so funny. No, I don't know. We used to do random stuff, but I always want him to do a dance. Like, please do a dance with us.
Oh my god, I love that dance.
Literally, I'm
I
always
have like no patience.
please, guys, do a dance with me. So if I can't have,
So you do have to
women,
bang.
it's just like mad. Yeah, you can bang.
I like.
It depends, like his mood. You know, like it's hard to have. Yeah, I mean, they gotta like. If he's in the mood, then yeah. But other times, I'm like, okay, never mind.
No, I'll be like this. I'll be like, hey, let's do a TikTok. And she'll be like, really? I'm like, all right. Let's do it now. Yesterday, she was like, let's do it now before that changes mind. It was like 2 minutes later, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
It took
he's
too
so
long.
busy, that's why.
It took too long.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So when we were in Mexico, John, I remember you being in school. Were you studying at that time?
I was getting into it. Yeah.
So, Ro, I know that you're a family nurse practitioner.
No, I'm not. I'm going to school for family nurse.
Oh, you're going to school.
I'm only RN.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you work from home.
Yes.
And this is before COVID.
Yeah. Before COVID.
I see.
Yeah.
That is a dream job, man.
Oh my gosh.
So it seriously is. So it's more of, so can you explain to me like what your job entails that you do?
So I work from home, and basically all of my patients that I have to speak with, assess and everything is all in, I talk with them through phone, and then all my charts and everything are on a laptop. So I see everything kind of, if you think of a hospital and you see all of your patient documents and your charting and everything on there, it's like that, but I just have it in a laptop. But I deal with patients right when they're discharged from the hospital. So I'm the first point of contact after their discharge. I have to talk to them within 48 hours to make sure that they're okay and they have everything they need. So I'm the first eyes, and not eyes, but eyes and ears to see if they need immediate needs, and then I set them up with whatever other care they need. So if that means they didn't get their doctor or their medications or specialists or social worker, and if they're not safe, then I further assess and take that to another level. But that is what I do. And then also I do education or care planning. Like, it doesn't just have to be out of the hospital, but if they need a certain need, then I follow the patient. It's kind of like you're the nurse always on hand for them, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. And so what is your schedule like?
I'm Monday through Friday. So 8 to 5, and then Fridays, they just switched it back from 7 to 3:30. But initially that was it, like Monday through Friday, 7 to 3:30, and it was really nice. But now it's 8 to 5 or 8:30 to 5.
It's great.
It's great. It is. I like that schedule way better too. So during that time, your work schedule, are you like cooped up in your home office? Do you find yourself doing wifey, motherly things in between?
So
are you allowed to disclose what you do?
I know, right?
Tell her.
So it's supposed to be like you're in your office. You're not supposed to have distractions. Obviously that's supposed to be the perfect picture. But no, that's not how it is here, especially with the quarantine. Oh my gosh, it's like can't just be a nurse. I'm like a nurse and a mom and a homeschool teacher and a dance teacher, and I have to like run around and do a whole bunch of different things. So I'm sitting there trying to do this, and then I'm like helping Maddie with her homework, And then, you know, she's doing it online, and then I'm like, okay, we got to go upstairs and do the dance and like log in and do that live. And so that's the hardest part, I think, from working from home, is that you can't just be a nurse and have the nurse hat on. You have to be everything else too. And they don't really understand that mom's working. I always have to remind them that, like, okay, I'm supposed to like essentially not be here because I'm at work, but no, they need me for everything. Yeah.
So when you remind them, so mommy is a nurse right now, like, how do they respond to that?
Mommy. I'm just mommy.
So how?
Like,
just mommy all day.
yeah.
Not a nurse.
And
I know,
not a
nurse mommy.
Like, how are you managing to juggle all of that?
I think that's the hardest part. I think that's where we all struggle ever since the quarantine, at least for a mom's perspective. That us moms feel that it becomes overwhelming because you don't have that time even by yourself. And sometimes that's kind of what we need to recharge, because it's a huge burden to feel like you have to go to work, and then on top of that you have to do all these other things on the plate. And that there's like that quote that says you can't be a mother, a homeschool teacher, a full-time employee, like working, because it's just impossible. And I agree. I think that you can't be all of those at 100%. So that's why you kind of have to give and take. Some days, like, I will be like, okay, that's fine if you can't finish all of the work, because we're only human. Like, our sanity is much, much more at our priority than you doing every little thing on the checklist. But in the beginning, like, that's how, like, my personality is like, no, you need to do it all and you need to get it done with. But some days I'm like, okay, fine, just do whatever you can.
Right. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break, but when we come back, the discussion continues. Welcome back. You're watching Unfiltered Discussions. I'm your host, Frenzell Feheran. Before the short break, we were getting into how Ro manages to juggle all of the hats that she wears on a daily. What we didn't get into is what John does. I mean, he's home 24/7 with Ro and the kids. What is he up to? Let's take a look. So, John, are you working from home?
I am a full-time dad right now. No.
Are you?
Yeah.
You just feel like a full-time dad.
Yeah, full-time dad. No, I'm saying like a stay-home dad. No. Because before the quarantine, I did work for care homes, but because of that, she didn't want me going out of the homes, so I stayed home. So, and go to school.
Full-time school, full-time
so
dad.
I try to do my best to get the burden out.
Yeah. So since you guys are together like 24/7, and Ro is there trying to juggle being a mama, a nurse, a dance instructor, a homeschool teacher, what is it that you're doing during that time?
All right, let's get this straight, okay? No. So basically, when she's in meetings or phone calls, I get the kids. Okay, but the kids only do work for about 1 to 2 hours in a day, and then after that they go out and go play. And then they do stretch, or we do like little projects for them. Like I'm usually the one cleaning. I'm usually the one doing projects in the house, doing the clothes, doing the dishes.
He actually does do all the homemaker stuff. He cooks. Like he cooks everything for us. He cleans everything. He does the laundry. Like he actually does all that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just like
that's
she
a lot.
does all that stuff. So we have a good partnership.
Yeah. It's like right now that's how we have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, we have to.
We've been doing that for a long time.
Right. Yeah, we've done that for a long time.
I just like to clean and cook. what I do.
That's great, man.
I'm just the nurse.
Tell all the husbands.
No.
That's so
I'm like, I
awesome.
hope I'm not the only one doing this in my friends list. I'm like,
I know, it makes me look bad. Well, I'm over there working, okay? Doing something.
hey, I
You
wish
are
was,
doing something, girl. You know, do not feel bad because because Jacob, he cleans and he cooks
Yes.
and he works from home. He takes care of the bills. Girl, like I feel super spoiled, dude.
Aww,
Super spoiled.
I don't feel bad.
Literally. But no, don't feel bad.
Dude, so he's a
I'm
cooker
done feeling
too?
bad.
He cooks
Yeah.
and cleans just like him. Good. But I don't feel as bad. I
He
don't feel
cooks
as
and
bad.
cleans. I do my part too, and as you are, so I wouldn't feel bad anymore. And I think I love that you guys mentioned that you have a really good partnership. And did you have that understanding from the get-go? Oh, look, you know, she's busy. Okay, I must do this. Or was there a lot of communication involved?
No.
No, yeah, we had a lot of arguments.
A lot.
In the
Like
beginning.
a lot.
For sure, yeah.
A lot of it is I think we're not good communicators. Like off the bat in our relationship as dating and getting into our marriage, that is something we struggle with. And we realize that we have to work on it because for me, I think like you need to read my mind and then we don't say or I don't say what I'm feeling. I instead think like, okay, you should know, you know, or you should know I'm stressed because I'm working here. But it's funny because we'll fight about things and it's always the same issue, even though we're not fighting about whatever we're arguing about may not be about that. It's always just that's the underlying issue, you know.
Remember last week?
Yeah.
No, but then we like realized, I think it's funny, I read a book and after I read that book, I was like I tried to always remember everything that I was reading in that book. He was like, "You're reading a book?"
Right.
I was like, "Yeah, well."
You know, I was like this. You're reading a book? Okay. It's working.
So
That's
annoying.
good.
Yeah, so then I try to understand him. Like that whole thing, well, don't seek to be understood, seek to understand first.
Stand. Yes.
Oh my gosh, because before that it's like, you better understand me. Like I'll always think like, no, me. But then I had to realize like, no, it's not. Like, let me try to understand.
That's right. So in the beginning, you know, the communication was a struggle. Why do you think that you're able to have a new level of communication?
I'll talk on this one. I think it's because when we have kids, you know, like you don't want them. I mean, we fought in front of our kids and or a kid, Malaya, I would say. And then like I guess a couple times we're like, man, we shouldn't be fighting like that. And then like we go, I'll say it. We go to church and we're like, man, remember that lesson. And then we debate. We talk. We don't debate. We talk about it. And then like it's just a constant thing. We're not done. I think we still have a lot to learn. We still have to really work at it, because if we can work at it, then we can teach our kids how to work at it. And I guess for the both, I don't say guess, but I know for the both of us, we don't want our kids to not have that communication, especially with 2 girls. We want to have them to communicate to whatever they feel. So I think communication is really, really big. So it has to start with like as parents, as they're able to be like that role model for Malaya, Madison, Mikayo, especially Mikayo, because he's guys, he needs to like respect a lot of the women, especially as we're outnumbered here. So we need to be able to communicate and also be able to like to be able to be aggressive, but then again know who you're talking about.
I think as our kids have grown, we can see characteristics, the differences between them. And we got married very young, and we have done a lot of mistakes, like how he said, we fought in front of our oldest. And so we can see the different traits as she grows up and how we have to try and reverse kind of like the damage that we have done, you know, and we take that responsibility that like, okay, well maybe she is more sensitive or more, needs more attention or certain things that as a normal parent will be like, well, you're 10, you shouldn't feel that way. We have to continue to tell each other, and he has to remind me and vice versa that, okay, well, we just have to keep being so patient and give her that love. And even if it's over the top love, like, and it's still not enough, or she still doesn't know how to internalize her feelings, like, we need to be that for her so that when she grows up and she's an adult, she'll look back and it'll be a positive experience versus a negative, because what we've done when she was an infant is we can see it, how it influenced her now, and we want her when she's an adult to influence her in a positive way,
Right.
And then it's like this thing where like sometimes we don't even know what to do. Like we don't actually, like as parents, you don't know what to do. Like there's no manual or whatever. But like really sometimes we still don't, at the end of the day, and we're having like a conversation and everyone's crying, we still don't know what to do. And we try our best to understand one another as husband and wife with our kids, we'll have those hard conversations, but then we'll just pray. Like he'll pray and then she'll bawl her eyes out, like we'll all bawl our eyes out, and then everyone will feel better, because I think that's the glue, that's the reason why we're together, our family's together. That's the basis of who we are. It's our faith.
Yeah, right. Now, you guys juggle a lot. I mean, I know you're very active with the community, with your church. You're both working. John, you're studying. That's work. Housework is work, right? And you're managing the kids. And having a 1-year-old is not easy, And on top of all of that, you guys are still managing to be super active on social media and running your YouTube account, or YouTube channel. How do you find time to do that extra stuff?
Well, I mean, people don't know, but we always like to vlog and make videos, even when we were dating. Like, I just pull up some old random videos and we'll just make it and be like, oh, remember we did this in the beach, or remember to Hawaii, and those are things that we never like post, but like those are easy stuff for us to do. Like YouTube, it's just natural. We just put the camera up, we talk about our day, and then we figure out what message can we use today. Just like when we did the stairs for the kids, that's a great way to kind of get their mind out of the gutter of the pandemic. So we use that video as a reminder for the kids. Remember what we did today? Rather as that was the same day that the state of Arizona opened up on the executive order, but they didn't know about that. They just know it's a slide day. So
it's a slide day, a fun day.
So they kind of just forget about this. But we do it because it's not that. I mean, the YouTube's not that hard. I mean, the editing is really, really fun. That's something that we both enjoy doing, because we kind of go back, we cut and edit, but for the most part, we keep most of those videos dry that we look back later on.
It's funny because we've always wanted to start YouTube. At least, it's kind of this thing where like, oh, we should do this, but it takes a lot to just take the leap and say that you're going to do something and all be on the same page and invest your time to something. And we did it when we found out I was pregnant with Makayo, because we always say, man, I wish that we put that on there so we could all watch it together. I'll remember the time with Malaya or Madison. And then we said, there's no time to waste, just do it, because what we want out of it is for our family to look back on it and then remember the good times, and then be able to just relive that moment. But not only that, is share, love and light and laughter and everything, like with everyone else too. So along the way, we can always look back, all of us together, and we can remember it and relive it. And I think that's why we first started it, was just that. And then it ventured off to being more, open more doors for our family. And I think that's something we never thought possible. And so it's really just a blessing from God to be able to take what we love to do and then share it and just grow from it and become something more. And it's nice.
That is really nice.
This is something we pray for together as a family, as a couple, as individuals. Like, we don't want any life but the life that he gives us. And we will only choose, you know, what we truly believe, that everything that comes to us, we pray about it, and then that's what guides us to make the right decision in whatever step that we take, even in what we create, because that's what we love to create, these types of things like content, but for, you know, there's a purpose, and it's truly not, it's like this bigger purpose that we want is to share love and our faith, and, you know, have that exude in what we do. And that's why we always say everything comes from God.
Would you agree that that's how you guys are managing to balance life?
Oh, definitely. It's
Sure.
never us.
No.
And
Because if it was us, I mean, we wouldn't know where we would be right now.
In addition to effective communication and being able to ride on a tight partnership, there's always that one thing that keeps everything together despite the chaos that we might see on an everyday. And that one thing is that glue that brings us that sense of balance. What's that one thing for you? Thank you again for watching Unfiltered Discussions. I'm your host, Brendel Feheran. We'll see you next time.